Hey folks, good day. Before we get going, as always, if you would subscribe and like the YouTube video, would appreciate it. We have 19 more to go until we hit the magical 100 mark. And all my technical friends tell me that once you hit that, then that's utopia or something rather. So anyway, this is going to be an interesting video because it's a sort of a situation of killing two birds with one stone. Because I'm a volunteer at CORE, LifeLink, teaching inside the Alabama State Prison System and doing the video at the same time. So I'm going to address the video to my good friends over in Bibb County Correctional Facility, the CORE program in D-Dorm. Hi guys, hope you enjoy this video. And for those of you that are normal YouTube watchers, the content that I'm going to talk about is right in alignment with what we said we would do last week. So guys at D-Dorm, it was great seeing some of you a couple weeks ago when we did the worship services outside the fence. I saw a couple of our guys there. Gavin was there, John, a couple other fellows that I noticed. And some of you yelled at me wanting to know whether or not I had written another book. And it's difficult to hear, and so I don't think I gave you a good answer. The answer to that is yes. Back in May of last year, May the 8th of 2020, got one of those taps on the shoulder during my devotional time to write a book on racism. Well, I'm an old white guy living in Alabama, so I was pretty confident that the tap on the shoulder, they had the wrong address. So evidently the Holy Spirit doesn't make address errors, so I was convinced that I need to go ahead and do this. So I said, well, I need a lot of help on this. So in 20 days from the time that from May the 8th, 40 days later, I was done with the manuscript. During that 40 days, I sort of got another nudge as to who to use as a publisher, and so we used Called Writers, who's Chris and Shannon McKinney, who both go to the Highlands, started a new business, and used them as a publisher. Shout out to them. They just did a remarkable and are doing a remarkable job. And so they got their part done in about 40 days. So within about 90 days, we went from conception of idea to a new book. And the name of the book is Don't Do Anything Stupid, A White Man's Guide to Racial Harmony. And so we're excited about that. And I've never, to give you a frame of reference, many of you are using my book, Cows Don't Stay Milked, as a study book inside the dorm. And it took a little over a year from the idea to actually having a physical book in your hand to get that book done. And I believe that's the fastest one I'd ever done up until this point. So this book I felt was very much inspired and helped along by the Lord. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, another thing that we did, most of you are familiar with Highlands small groups. So Highlands had a series of small groups that it did in the spring called Unity courses, and they were to address issues of race. And so, Highlands had developed their own material, and I submitted this book to be used as a resource. So it had to go through all the Highlands approval processes, and they actually approved it. And so this was the only book that was not Highlands produced material that we used in the Unity course. So we started off our little course in Tuscaloosa, and we had 5 old white guys over 50 years of age. And so that's how we started. And the group over the semester began to grow. We had one of the black guys in Highlands who's has been in a small group, another small group of mine. He joined. He's in a biracial marriage. And another guy joined, 25-year-old young black guy. He was a former wide receiver at the University of Alabama, and his claim to fame, really a funny guy, his claim to fame is Devontae Smith was one time his backup. So we got it. He said that didn't last for very long. So that, and now we've grown. We've grown to last week. We had on our roll, we had 17 people. And so let me give you a little bit of the background of some of the people that are in there. In addition to myself, we have the Tuscaloosa County District Attorney is in there. We have another 25. We have two 25-year-old black guys. Both of them athletes. Both of them very good track stars. We have Brad Newman, who many of you know because he's also volunteered inside prison ministry. He's now, by the way, Brad is the new president of Shelton State Community College. We had Jimmy Smith, who is a Tuscaloosa barber, a black barber, and Donnie Lee, who is the wide receiver. He was telling us that in the black community, this is his perception. In the black community, the barber has more influence than the pastor. So again, that's his perception. We have a fellow by the name of Joe Ebman, and Joe is the head basketball coach at Shelton State Community College championship program. Joe is a very, very good coach. A fellow by the name of John Fail, who is a recently elected councilperson to the city of Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's captain. We have a real estate agent. Have let's see, who else do we have in here? A couple of small business folks, and so we've got a very interesting, diverse group. So we have like 17 folks on the roll, and about 7 blacks of that 17. So we've had some pretty spirited conversations, and after being together for a couple of months, we've formed friendships. We've done some things outside of our small group. Donnie Lee started a new business, a sports fitness business. And all of our group, the vast majority of our group was over there at his grand opening. Got to meet his family, got to meet his mom and dad. I've been working with other parts of correctional ministry at the Tuscaloosa campus, which includes youth detention. And we took some of the people that were in our correctional ministries team in Tuscaloosa, some members of this group here, and last Saturday, we went out to the Tuscaloosa Youth Detention Center and had a tour of the facility. And some of the guys played some basketball. And Joe brought his assistant coach, basketball coach, and a couple of the players that were originally from Tuscaloosa. And so we played some ball with some of the guys and just talked and hung out and just loved them a little bit. And that was a wonderful event. Kathy Woods, who runs that facility, is just thrilled. And our intent is to come back and do more of this. Our intent is to do this inside the facility and to be able to establish some relationships. So when someone is released from the facility, they'll have someone to contact when they get out. So they can maybe go over to Donnie Lee's gym. So they'll have a familiar face when they get outside. We don't want them hanging on the streets. We'd rather have them hanging in the gym, sweating, okay? Much rather do that. Another thing that's happened as a result of this small group is one of our guys, Dan McCormack, and by the way, Dan is the one responsible for all these videos. He's one of my colleagues here at Chesapeake. He came up with this brainstorm of having a big event, sort of like a workplace development event over in West End here in Tuscaloosa. So we're using McDonald Hughes Center over in West End, and on July the 21st, we're going to have a big shindig over there. We're going to have the Shelton State basketball team. Everybody's going to be coming out. We're going to have some people from the UA basketball team over. They're going to have like a dunking contest and 3-point shooting contest. We're going to have some baseball stuff going on over there. We're going to have some video game types of stuff, and the idea is to try and bring the kids from the community into the center. We're going to have all kinds of raffles. If you sign up for workplace development, your name gets put in the raffle. You can get a video game or a pair of Jordan tennis shoes. See what the University of Alabama has a health van that they're going to bring out. So do some testing with optometrist testing, and so all sorts of really, really neat things for that particular deal. Fitzgerald Washington is going to be involved in that. Fitzgerald Washington is the highest ranking black in Alabama politics. He's our Secretary of Labor. So we've got all kinds of neat things going on. We're going to offer some leadership development classes there, and just have a good time. And the police department's coming, the sheriff's department's coming. Both Northport and Tuscaloosa police will be there, and University of Alabama is there because they're looking to hire people. So it's an opportunity for people to come and mingle with folks that are hiring, mingle with folks that just want to help them out, and we're looking forward to it being a big event. All that because of this small group that got together to discuss the book. So anyway, last week I told the YouTube followers I would let you know how the youth detention thing came out. It was a booming success, far beyond what we thought. We thought we were just going to go in and do a tour. We did the tour, but then we sort of got in the gym and just started talking, and a couple guys started shooting basketballs, and then people started talking about different things, and they got a carpentry shop there, and we're talking about that, and welding. And so we spent a couple hours in there with the kids, and it was a great time. So we're sort of on a high right now. This is really very exciting. Some of the plans that we have going forward, when we start a summer session, what we're planning for in the summer session goes for 7 weeks. Then there's a little break, and then we do the fall session. In the fall session, we hope to have at least 2 more of these unity groups that are led by some of the people that are currently in it. So we'll hopefully add more people. We also, this entire group of folks that are in the group now, Brad New and I are going to co-facilitate a freedom course. Many of you at Bibb County have been through the freedom course. For those of you that haven't been through it, it's a very intense 2 hours per week, 12 weeks, intense study of Scripture and of your spiritual life, followed by a conference. Those of you that are familiar with a Walk to Emmaus type of a conference, that's the type of conference that it would be. So anyway, we're having a lot of fun currently. We got things in the short term that we're doing that's exciting, and we got something planned for the fall that's exciting. So everyone have a good week. Good talking with you. And the guys at Bibb hopefully will be in there next month. If not, hopefully no later than August. So you guys take care. We love you guys, and see you later.